Why hello there, new client. Welcome to planet FMMUV-32. We hope you enjoy your stay with our hunting program for the next few days. As you can see, we have provided examples of every dinosaur available on this tour, but I'm afraid our options are quite limited right now. Oh, you're wondering about the rumored genetically altered specimens, the mutated dinosaurs. Well, let me assure you, Dino Hunt Corp is not affiliated with such illegal and unethical activities. Please, why don't you head on back to the lodge? You need to prepare for your big day tomorrow. Basmachi rocks can be quite unforgiving this time of year. Take care! Hello everyone, this is Saurian Target welcoming you back to a special Carnivores episode dedicated to the study of mutated dinosaurs from Carnivores Dinosaur Hunter Reborn. Now, these mutated dinosaurs were somewhat of a controversial topic upon arrival. Some people loved them, some people hated them, and some people really didn't care. Regardless, they happened. And as a thorough completionist, I thought it would be good to cover them and comprise a sort of ultimate guide for these mutated dinosaurs. Now, as I'm sure we are all aware, Carnivores Reborn is as dead as the dinosaurs in it. But out of a sheer, naive hope that someone will eventually continue this game, I also wanted to compile this just in case the elements of Reborn are eventually continued, specifically more mutated dinosaurs. So, without further ado, let's begin. So way back in 2014, Carnivores Reborn was put on Kickstarter to help raise funds for the game. During some of the interviews about the game, the developers and creators stated that one thing they hoped to include was the addition of mutated dinosaurs. Now, initially, this really worried me. The thought of huge glowing dinosaurs with wings and trunks and extra body parts didn't really seem to fit the Carnivore style, in my opinion. What further increased my fears was the Kickstarter prize for this dinosaur god that was really poorly advertised. Luckily, in-game, the mutated dinosaurs seem to be built in the vein of the Indominus Rex, a more subdued, grounded approach, at least as grounded as one can be, to these mutated dinosaurs. This happened to be both a blessing and a curse. As I've mentioned before in my Top 5 Carnivores Reborn Glitches video, I had some issues getting Reborn to run at first. Because of this, I had to watch some live streams and other gameplay videos on it before I could actually play the game myself. And this was my first introduction to the mutated dinosaurs. The first one I saw was the Mutant Stegosaurus, and comparatively, it doesn't exactly scream mutated dinosaur. Now, because I ordered the DRM-free version of the game, I had access to the game manual at this point, and I came across this little quote in the trophy room section, stating, "There are 6 different species on the island, each of which we estimate to have 20 representative varietals or types." Now, hold up, Carnivores Reborn, what exactly does that mean? 20 representative types of each dinosaur species? Having just seen a giraffe-colored Stegosaurus, I instantly put the wrong 2 and 2 together and assumed that each dinosaur had 20 different skins. Okay, I thought. The game didn't have the money to add new dinosaurs, so they've at least taken the liberty to give us a ton of different skins for each dinosaur already in the game, in addition to these mutated dinosaurs. Now, I was very excited about this. I thought of gray stegosaurs, green stegosaurs, black stegosaurs, so many different kinds of colored dinosaurs to hunt down. Needless to say, I was a bit disappointed when I discovered that this differently colored stegosaurus was the mutated variant, and that it's all we got. The subtlety of these mutated dinosaurs got my hopes up a little too high, and I still don't know what this means. If it's in reference to different skins or even types of dinosaurs, it's a lie. But that wouldn't be the first time. And if it's in reference to the weight differences for each dinosaur, that's poorly phrased and very misleading. Regardless, with all of this meta information out of the way, on planet FMMUV-32, these genetic creations were, according to certain publications, made for the subject of copyright. In other words, Dino Hunt Corp wanted to, once and for all, capitalize on and control dinosaurs of all types, naturally bred on the planet and those created genetically, on or off-world. Apparently, according to these publications, Dino Hunt Corp had been crossbreeding animals, in addition to changing their genetic structure, which is interesting, given that none of the animals really share physical features found in other dinosaurs. Dino Hunt Corp even went so far as to conduct a thorough investigation, clearing all of its employees of any wrongdoing. The company also insists that because such animals do not exist, no license would be required to harvest one, even though instances like this still occur. These mutated dinosaurs typically sport vivid colors and exaggerated physical features. Mutated dinosaurs will not respond to the dinosaur decoy, but they will show up on the radar. If you spot a mutated dinosaur in the wild, its name and weight will not show up if you highlight it in the rangefinder. It should also be noted that despite Dino Hunt Corp's warnings, these dinosaurs are no more aggressive than their usual counterparts, which is a real shame. These dinosaurs should have been enormous and extremely aggressive, from Stegosaurus to Tyrannosaurus, with excellent senses and a lot more health. But instead, they're simply reskinned versions of the regular dinosaurs. Now, let's analyze each of these monstrosities individually. The mutated Stegosaurus is a lighter shade of brown than the normal variant, with dark splotches covering its body, similar in design to a giraffe. The beast sports larger silver plates along its back and enlarged brow ridges, basically the only physical characteristics that differentiate it from the normal ones. Near the top of the animal's back and along its plates, bright orange colors shine through cracks in the scales, hinting at the mutated origin of this dinosaur, but offering very little explanation for this glow's purpose. The dinosaur also has bright green eyes that nicely complement its brown spots. I think it would have been cool to see plates on the dinosaur that are immediately recognizable as much larger, with more tail spikes, and maybe even serrate the edges of those plates. Of all the mutated dinosaurs, the Ankylosaurus is perhaps the most easily recognized as a mutant. This monstrosity sports elongated spikes and horns on its head and along the sides of its body, in addition to its massive sledgehammer tail, essentially a gigantic flattened tail club, much larger and more imposing than the regular ankylosaurs. Like the Stegosaurus, this genetic creation is a lighter shade of brown than the normal version, and features bright orange colors shining through its armor, further adding to its mutated appearance. By comparison, the mutated Parasaurolophus is very subdued, and can be easily mistaken for a normal Parasaurolophus, especially in fog maps, when all you see is a silhouette. Up close, the dinosaur sports a very colorful hide, dark brown with a cream underside, with many gold and orange stripes decorating its hide. I think it would have been cool to see an extremely long head crest, with the crest skin flap added to this dinosaur, in addition to maybe some crocodile-like armor along the back, just to help further differentiate this dinosaur from its normal variant. The mutant Ceratosaurus is fairly easily designated as a mutant. In sharp contrast to the predominantly red Ceratosaurus, its mutated version is bright gold, with green and blue stripes and dark brown spots covering the dinosaur's body. The short osteoderms on the back of the regular Ceratosaurus have been transformed into elongated spines on the mutant, and the dinosaur features taller head horns, enlarged skull ridges, and silver decorations all over the head. This Ceratosaurus is very close to looking properly mutated, but it really looks more like an older, perhaps alpha Ceratosaurus. Like the Parasaurolophus, the mutant Triceratops is fairly subdued in comparison to other mutated dinosaurs. The dinosaur is a lighter green color with yellow spots covering its underside, and features a vibrant red head with piercing blue eyes. Physically, the dinosaur boasts a slightly elongated nose horn and broader, flared nostrils, with more cracks in its scales, showing yellow glowing through the armor. For such an iconic dinosaur, the mutated trike is pretty disappointing. I think making the bony ridges on its back and tail taller and sharper would have been a cool touch, maybe with some Ceratosaurus-esque spines along its tail, and much longer and broader frill spikes, giving it an almost Styracosaurus-level frill. The mutated Tyrannosaurus is fairly well designed as a mutant. The dinosaur has an enormous skull ridge, with the top part of the head colored bright white to contrast the dark gray body. The dinosaur's red eyes are a very nice touch, but ultimately, that's it for the mutant Rex. Some spines along the back would have been nice, and since these dinosaurs are supposedly crossbred, maybe some small horns on the back of the head, in the spirit of the most recent iteration of the Dinobot Grimlock from the Transformers franchise. So there you go, guys, that's about as in-depth as I can get on such a shallow execution of these mutated dinosaurs. Ultimately, the concept itself is a little iffy, but if done correctly, it could have been something very interesting. However, all we got were some reskinned dinosaurs, and the whole thing feels very tacky and rather pointless. I mean, these things spawn about as commonly as the normal variants, and there's no change in their size, aggression, or AI, so what's the point? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you think of the mutated dinosaurs, and I will see you guys next time. Except we are not done yet. If you guys stuck around this far, I think you deserve a second segment to this episode, where we're going to cover the top 5 mutated dinosaurs in Carnivores Reborn. I haven't done a top 5 in quite some time, and I don't plan on revisiting these mutated dinosaurs for a while. So I thought we'd kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and add this on as a quick little bonus segment. This is the ultimate guide to these things, after all. Of course, this is a similar situation to, say, the Carnivores 1 maps, where it's a top 5 out of 6 items list. So it's basically just a reordering of the topic. And remember, this is just my opinion on what I think the best mutated dinosaurs are. I am not the final authority on Carnivores lore. So without further ado, let's begin again. So coming in at number 5, we have the mutant Stegosaurus. Physically, there is almost nothing differentiating the mutant Stego from the normal one. It's got some taller eyebrow ridges and some slightly taller plates, but that's about it. It's still just as skittish as a normal Stegosaurus, and the first time I saw it, I honestly thought it was just a differently colored Stego. Pretty disappointing as far as mutants go, but the colors do look great together, so it comes in at number 5. Moving down to the number 4 spot, we have the mutant Triceratops. Like the Stegosaurus, the mutant trike is almost impossible to distinguish physically, especially in fog maps. It has a slightly longer nose horn and slightly larger nostrils, but that's really it, which is sad, considering this is Triceratops, the legendary Triceratops. It would have been cool to see some more prominent back ridges, longer or thicker brow horns, or even taller frill spikes, just to really sell the mutated aspect of the dinosaur. It does, however, feature some great colors. The vibrant red head and piercing blue eyes work well together, all complementing the olive green and sand yellow on the rest of the body. The number 3 spot on this list goes to the king of the dinosaurs itself, the T-Rex. Physically, the Rex has only minor changes to its design, primarily an enlarged skull ridge. It's the colors that really sell the design of the mutant Rex. A dark gray body with a pale top jaw and menacing red eyes, similar to the design of the Tyrannosaurus from the Dinosaur Revolution program. This makes the alpha predator look appropriately frightening, but nothing about it really screams mutant dinosaur. Adding some spines or some small horns would have really made this monster stand out, but as it is now, it's just kind of alright. Taking the number 2 spot on this list is the mutated Ceratosaurus. This variant is a bold departure from the normal one. Vivid gold scales cover its hide, with green, blue, and brown spots and stripes decorating the dinosaur with a royal look. The horns, skull ridge, and osteoderms have all been elongated and touched with silver. All of these bright colors and exaggerated physical features really help separate the mutant Ceratosaurus from not just its normal counterpart, but other mutant dinosaurs as well. And the honorable mention goes to, nope, just kidding, the Parasaurolophus sucks. It's a pretty dinosaur, but as far as looking mutated goes, it's not good. So the number one mutated dinosaur in Carnivores Dinosaur Hunter Reborn is the Ankylosaurus. I mean, look at this thing. If you lined up all the mutant dinosaurs side by side, this one clearly stands out above the rest. It has huge horns on its head, elongated spikes running along its side, and an enormous flattened tail club, and the bright orange glow makes it almost look volcanic. This dinosaur looks very artificial, not just like an older, battle-worn Ankylosaurus, and this is very much what I expected a mutant Ankylosaurus to look like. I didn't think this was just another reskinned Ankylosaurus when I first saw it. I thought, wow, that's a mutated dinosaur. So there you go, guys. That is all I have to say on these mutated dinosaurs. If anyone ever adds some more down the road or updates the current ones, I'll happily cover them, but since that probably won't happen, this will be the final official guide on the subject. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and for all of the support. All of the feedback and discussion for these videos is so much fun, so be sure to keep it up. But what do you think of these mutated dinosaurs? Which one is your favorite or least favorite? It's the Parasaurolophus, isn't it? Let me know in the comments section, and join us next time when we trade in these tropical jungles and venture somewhere a bit drier.